Alright, back. I lost a little bit of progress, so I've already read through these tilts, but I guess I'm going to read them all again because why not? Down tilt. Craft construction. Your lead pony will disappear in a cloud of dust just like the one in Apple Bloom's neutral special, then emerge shortly afterwards with some creation made of scrap pieces of wood. Of course, of note, the dust cloud works like a little multi-hit damage to opponent. Dust Cloud work deals a little multi-hit damage to opponents standing too close, usually maxing out at around 5%. Either Scootaloo or Sweetie Belle will fail to create anything special, making what is just a chunk of scrap wood held together by a bit of glue and a couple nails. The scrap wood is about as large as a soccer ball item and acts similarly, able to be hit around. It deals 3% on impact with anything and can only be dealt 10% damage before being destroyed. However, if Apple Bloom is leading the trio when you use this move, she'll be more successful with her craft work and produce a small ramp. The ramp is a little wider than Kirby and about half as tall. The ramp can't be knocked around, but acts as part of the stage for 10 seconds before disappearing on its own. The slope is such that Apple Bloom's prop trees will topple over immediately if you drop one of them onto the ramp, and as a nifty bonus, Scootaloo will deal 5% extra damage on her scooter as she flies off the ramp with it. She'll drop back down pretty quick, so you generally don't have to worry about launching yourself off the edge or anything like that. So, yes, I had to clear my throat there, sorry. And, I actually like this move. I think it's a clever use of the tree falling over on a ramp thing, and, it does something with one of the other ponies, which is something that I don't think any of the other moves so far have done, which I kind of like. I'm glad that there's some degree of cooperation in here, which I'm hoping I see more of that. Up tilt. Wooden wall. Your lead pony grips a long piece of plywood in her teeth and swings it upwards. This deals 8% over a pretty good area. She's barely strong enough to swing it up a 90 degree angle, after which she'll drop the plywood and it'll disappear. Unless Apple Bloom is running the show. She's got another idea for what to do with the plywood. She'll quickly set it upright, and it now acts as a solid wall. The wall will, however, fall over the first time it's attacked, dealing flinching knockback to anyone hit, unless Apple Bloom does this in front of one of her trees, in which case she'll take a tiny bit more end lag to nail the plywood wall to the tree, stabilizing the wall. The wall is half as tall as the tree, and if the tree is knocked over, adds 7% and a fair bit of knockback to that section of the tree's hit. So she can use this as a fairly mediocre wall, or attach it to a tree to power it up a little bit, which is interesting. It's a bit of a generic buff, but it's not a bad move. It does its job, and I'm glad it at least works as a hitbox. Dash attack. Your lead pony exerts all her energy to go top speed for a short distance, a little longer than a battlefield platform, becoming a hitbox as she does so. For Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle, the change in speed is almost negligible. They become hitboxes of 7% damage. Scootaloo loses her wings to push her forward, however, and is a hitbox of 10% damage and okay upwards knockback. Note that the others aren't able to keep up with her, so this variation has a little extra end lag, though not much. As an alternative to suffering this lag, you can use the side special anytime during Scootaloo's dash to cause her to end it by whipping out her scooter and immediately riding it. The other ponies will somehow catch up enough to make it into the wagon, and you'll be able to use your side special as you normally would. I like how that works with the side special. Yeah, that's about it. Not really much to say about it. It's a dash attack. Nobody really cares about those. They're allowed to be generic. Neutral attack. Carefree humming. When you use this attack, your lead pony will start humming, giving off a small aura of sound waves that deal 2% damage and flinching knockback every half second. Lag on either end is practically non-existent, thankfully, so you can use this as a quick interruption of an opponent's attack, if nothing else. Sweetie Belle, unlike the other two Crusaders, does this absolutely effortlessly, and as such can move around at her normal speed while humming to herself. As long as you hold the attack button down, she'll keep humming. Additionally, her humming is soothing enough to prolong the sleep of snoozing opponents, making it more difficult for them to wake up with every hit from this move. For that reason, this is a pretty good damage racking option, and for a foe while they're asleep, via her down special. Again, I'm sorry for clearing my throat so much. It's some weird cold I have, I think. But anyway, I mean, I do not like the idea of moves that just prolong the opponent's sleep. I mean, if it's just this, you have basically a specific set of moves that you would want to take advantage of when an opponent is asleep, because since they have super armor and they can't do anything, you're always just going to be performing the same thing on them every time. There's no reason, or just setting up with Apple Bloom. Which, so as such, I don't really find this that interesting, aside from the fact that she can move around while she's humming. I don't know, I don't like it, I'm sorry. Forward tilt, tussle. Even good friends don't always get along. When you activate this input, the Crusader in the back of the group will leap forward and tackle the other two, resulting in another cartoon cloud of dust engulfing them. Their head, leg, etc. will randomly pop out, as is customary in cartoon fights like this, and they become a hitbox the size of Bowser that moves forward at the speed of Ganondorf's walk until you release the input. If you hold it for longer than a second, the Crusaders will actually start to deal damage to each other. Albeit it's immediately 2% per half second. Well, they have very low priority while doing this. They can easily be hit by an attack to knock some sense back into them and make them remember who they should be fighting. And opponents who touch the hitbox will find it's very difficult to escape for the first full second, during which they'll be dealt multi-hit damage that usually deals 10%. Afterwards, they can deal DI out fairly quickly, taking a couple more small 1% to 2% hits in the process. This move is a fair bit of end lag as the Crusaders get back together and brush themselves off. So here we move on to the smash attacks. Up smash, hammer time. Your lead singer will leap a short distance into the air, wildly swinging a hammer around for 3 to 5 hits, depending on charge, of 4 or 5% damage. The final hit deals decent diagonal knockback, while the others only deal flinching. If you use this with Apple Bloom, she'll swing 5 to 6 times instead. Furthermore, or it might be 4 to 6, I can't really see. Furthermore, if Apple Bloom does this in front of one of her prop trees, she'll use each swing to pound a nail into the tree. The nails stick out one side, and the tree will always fall down that side. Nails add 2% and a good bit of knockback to the falling tree, regardless of where it hits the opponent, due to Apple Bloom spreading the nails across the tree. She cannot pound more than 6 nails into a tree. Note that the move will not deal damage to the tree, but the other Crusaders' use of the hammer will. So she can buff the tree some more to about 6% now, so it deals 31% and a ton of knockback now. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. She can't really set it up when it falls down a slope, which I don't really care that much about, but I just thought that interaction was neat, and you don't seem to have taken that much advantage of it, but whatever. It's alright. Side smash, super spin. Dancing is always a good tactic in a fight, right? Well, anyway, your lead pony will stand up on her hind legs and proceed to move forward at half a battlefield platform's length, spinning the whole time. Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle will deal 5 to 7 hits of 2% depending on charge, before getting dizzy at the end and falling on her face for significant end lag. Scootaloo, on the other hand, has the coordination to spin faster for 7 to 9 hits and doesn't suffer from much end lag at all. Like her side dash attack, this can automatically be cancelled into the side special at the end by inputting it during this move, and hopping onto her scooter from the spin. Scootaloo will automatically perform a turnaround action for a great finishing blow to the move. That'd be pretty cool if you didn't want to use it every single time. Well, actually, no. You might want to start using one of the other Cutie Mark Crusaders moves, I guess. So, yeah. Fair enough. I don't know. It's a fairly generic move. It serves a purpose. But, yeah. Not really much to say about it. Don't really see too much playstyle relevance yet. Down smash. High-pitched squeal. Oh, that noise in the chat room. Yeah, there's a reason you get instantly banned for using it. It really hurts my ears. Your lead pony takes a deep breath while charging, then lets out an ear-splitting scream. The range increases with charge from that of Jigglypuff's Sing to approximately the size of Bowser. This deals 15% damage and good diagonal knockback, though the knockback varies a bit depending on how close to the victim you are. The closer you are, the more knockback. This is a quick attack, though, and easily spot dodged if the opponent anticipates it. Sweetie Belle's variant, given that she has greater control over her voice, lasts long enough that spot dodging, while possible, is much more difficult. In addition, this is the only move capable of waking an opponent put to sleep by her down special, dealing damage and knockback like normal. A perfect end to your opponent's peaceful slumber. Well, if you've got good timing, why not just use Scootaloo's turnaround off a ramp? That's far more damaging, and yeah, I don't know. I really don't like what Sweetie Belle is doing. I think I've already told you this, but suffice to say, I'm not liking this set so much so far. Sorry, Kibble. Back aerial. Wooden plank. The Crusader leading the group will swing a wooden plank behind her, smacking opponents for 9% and OK knockback, as you might expect. Apple Bloom has an additional use for this attack. If she uses it and hits one of her prop trees, she'll quickly nail the board to the tree, creating a makeshift platform on the tree that's a little wider than the tree itself. All the characters who can stay on the platform, and oh boy, here it comes, can even build another prop tree on top of it. If one tree topples over, all trees on top of it will also fall, making this a powerful way to attack a large portion of the stage to set up right. Of course, missing with this will potentially destroy your entire setup, and you have to start up over again if you're taking that approach. This, like the up smash, does not deal damage the Tree of Apple Bloom uses it. Okay, that is the coolest move in this set so far. I actually really like that one. I just wish the other Crusaders were a bit more interesting. I mean, maybe you should have just made Apple Bloom by herself. Down aerial, Swan Dive. Your lead pony spreads her hose, falling down in a graceful manner that deals 7% weak knockback to anyone she hits on the way down. This lasts long enough as long as you hold the dash attack button, unless you drop more than the distance from the top of the battlefield platform to the main stage area. In that case, if you're using Apple Bloom or Sweetie Belle, the poor helpless filly realizes she's been falling for a while and enters a panic flailing state that for all intents and purposes the same as helpless. Scootaloo, more daring than her friends, not to mention she has wings, even though she can't fly with them yet, can hold this down as long as she wants, and she can actually propel herself more quickly towards the ground if you hold the control stick down with the attack button. She'll increase her damage with her speed, maxing out twice the aforementioned distance at Captain Falcon's dash speed and 15% damage that deals good horizontal knockback. Considering that you can move left and right at the normal aerial speed of Scootaloo, it's highly recommended you make sure she's the one who uses this attack. So to me, at least, it seems like Scootaloo is a momentum character, and Apple Bloom is a trap character, and Sweetie Belle is Mr. Sandman. Joy. But okay, we'll just move on with that. Oh god, 2 Sweetie Belle moves in a row. With a sized yell, the opponent is pushed forward a set distance. Sound waves cover a range about Bowser's width and Kirby's height, dealing 8% damage with set knockback 1 battlefield platform away, and no hits at all. This is a pretty quick move, so it's definitely not that it's useless. Doggone it. Sweetie Belle's range is much better than the other Crusaders by about Kirby's crouching height in every direction. More importantly, she has more control over that set knockback. The opponent's hit by the attack will be pushed forward as long as the attack button is held, and Sweetie maxes at 2 battlefield platforms instead of 1. This is especially useful for repositioning sleeping opponents so that they're out of your way, or perhaps better yet, in your way when they wake up.